It's officially February 18th. Here's your evening news rundown, all the news you missed today. This will probably be one of the most unhinged news rundowns I've given to you thus far. But before I get into it, I do want to shout out all the paid subscribers over the past 24 hours. Because of you guys, I can do this work full time, and I'm forever grateful for that. So if you want to support my work and get access to exclusive perks, the easiest way to do so is by clicking the button below on my Substack and being a paid subscriber, or sending me a one-time donation via Venmo, which is just my name, Aaron-Parnas. So with that, let's just jump right into it, guys. Steve Bannon, Donald Trump's former senior advisor today, is calling Elon Musk a, quote, parasitic illegal immigrant. Meanwhile, NASA is now upping its chances of an asteroid the size of the Statue of Liberty impacting the United States by 2032 to over 3%, 3.1% to be exact. This is the highest risk assessment ever recorded. And on the same day, a rare deep sea doomsday fish has washed up on the beach of Mexico months after a similar sighting in Southern California. But this fish is typically a mile down in the water. I mean, it is so rare. In Japanese folklore, this fish's appearance signals impending disasters, with the 2011 earthquake and tsunami often cited. And on this same day, NASA has cut and gutted 10% of its workforce. So mass layoffs have hit NASA the same day the agency says we now have a 3.1% chance of being hit with an asteroid by 2032. So that's where we're at there. In other news, Judge Tanya Chutkin has denied a bid from a number of states to halt Elon Musk's access to records and Doge activities, at least for now. She declined to issue a temporary restraining order, which is an extremely high bar to meet. But she essentially said that the states likely have a decent case on the merits. And as a result, there's going to be briefing about a preliminary injunction and further litigation. But at least for now, it's been a temporary win for the White House. In addition, Donald Trump signed an executive order today meant to expand IVF access in America. He just signed it. And on other news, Trump has shifted away from any support for Ukraine. Today, he said that it was Ukrainian leadership, likely referring to President Zelensky, that allowed the war to continue the same day that Marco Rubio was in Saudi Arabia negotiating some type of peace deal about Ukraine with Russia without Ukraine. And President Zelensky is sounding the alarms over the fact that Ukraine has been left out of this peace deal right now. In addition, Donald Trump is once again going after the Associated Press, saying that until such time that they agree that the Gulf of Mexico is the Gulf of America, they're going to be out of the Oval Office, out of Air Force One and these other sensitive areas. Well, folks, I'm never getting invited to the White House. I submitted something to the press briefing room, the credentials or whatnot, to be a creator there. But just know it's not going to happen. I'm calling it the Gulf of Mexico. It's been the Gulf of Mexico for centuries. It's the Gulf of Mexico in my mind. So, yeah. Colombia's president, Gustavo Petro, meanwhile, is now saying that drug trafficking gangs have actually acquired 2 missiles and allegedly plan to fire at his plane to assassinate him. So that happened. Regarding Ukraine and Russia, according to NBC News, Vladimir Putin, is not actually seeking a real peace deal in Ukraine. He actually still wants full control of Ukraine, according to American intelligence. Who would have saw that coming? The head of the FDA food division, which is tasked with ensuring that the country's food supply is safe, has resigned today, as has the head of Social Security Administration, as has a top criminal division attorney in the Department of Justice, after essentially being pressured by the Trump Justice Department to open up an investigation into a Biden-era government contract. In addition, shout out to Midas Touch. They have officially dethroned Joe Rogan on the podcast charts, coming in first place in terms of views and downloads over the past month, with Joe Rogan being bumped to second place. Guys, this has been one of the craziest days of news thus far. And not in the sense of like a lot of news. It hasn't been a ton of news, but the news that we're seeing, from doomsday fish washing up to asteroids going up to Steve Bannon and Elon Musk fighting, the girlies are fighting. Just a lot of things are happening. So as always, if you like this content and want to see more, click the button below and become a paid subscriber today. And I will see you potentially this evening if something crazy happens, but if not, in the morning for a morning news rundown.